Very, very good at Magic indeed, and we're gonna see Sam Pardee kicking it with his mono-green decklist up against Jean-Emmanuel Depraz on Temur Treasures. Now, Cedric, no one else bought the wet gruel, I guess we could call it that, as it's just splashing the blue for negates. Yes, you can laugh. It's soggy gruel. Like, come on.
As someone who does deck databases and names decks that kind of influence the
Soggy
community,
gruel.
I'm in pure pain right now. Just that would never make it through anything. Soggy gruel indeed, I
Soggy
guess,
gruel.
for one day only. Look, JED, Jean-Emmanuel Depraz, he's a little surprised that no one's playing this deck in this tournament. He has a hard time figuring out why. In some of our show notes here, he said basically it's the gruel deck from last standard season with all the greatest hits. Chariot, Goldspan Dragon, Magda plus Jaspera Sentinel. Why isn't anyone else doing this? Well, his constructed record so far is 2-0. He's beaten Mono Green and Mono White, Seth Manfield and Ray Sato individually. Can he do it again? Is he right about this deck? He hasn't played against Epiphany yet, but all you can do is beat what's in front of you. And he's off to a good start so far here with Sentinel and also has Prosperous Innkeeper. So perhaps other people have taken this deck a little bit too lightly and he's dead on. We'll find out.
We'll find out indeed. The record will tell. And like you mentioned, this deck has been very, very powerful historically. And with the addition of Moonveil Regent 2, there's some awesome things that he can pull off. And I'm hoping we'll get to see some of it here in this matchup up against Sam Pardee. Now, Pardee has also been on an absolute winning streak. He's looking to improve his record here to 5-1. And both of these players, they're going to be tough biscuits to beat. So, yeah, let's settle in for a good one.
Now, I will note, in this creature matchup that we are in here, on Pardee's side, one thing to keep track of, just like when we saw him play against some other creature decks earlier in the tournament, when he played against the Azorius deck, it's about fight spells and how many do you draw, right? It's about Blizzard Brawl, it's about Inscription, it's about additional fight spells after sideboard, interacting with the creatures that Jean-Emmanuel is going to be bringing to the battlefield. So just one thing to kind of keep track of. He doesn't have any fight spells or creature removal just yet. And speaking of creature removal, Sculptor of Winter is going to slow down Pardee's draw a little bit here, but just one thing to keep your eyes on. And I swear I'm not from the future as he draws Inscription of Abundance. I swear.
Time traveling Cedric, I believe you. Werewolf Pack Leader is going to hit the board along with a suspicious forest being left up. We do know that there is that single copy of Snakeskin Veil. Let's see where we go with this turn as it's a Moonveil Regent time. Yeah. All right.
It's not a bad start.
Big dragon.
It's not a bad start here for Jean-Emmanuel. The goal here is to just get some dragons on the battlefield ahead of schedule and kind of run away with things from there. But do remember, in addition to these fight spells that I do talk about here from Pardee's deck, one of the appeals to Mono Green is that you can play a long game as an aggressive deck. You have Rangers class. You have Werewolf Pack Leader drawing cards. You have ways to dump excess mana like Faceless Haven and kicking Inscription of Abundance. So you've got a lot of ways to use your mana. Primal Adversary with the ETB trigger. So he's never going to run out of things to do. That's just one thing to think about.
That is quite the benefit for playing the mono green deck over another mono aggressive deck like mono white. So here's an interesting...
Oh, continue, please.
I was going to say, here's an interesting decision here. Could get rid of the wolf and ditch the hand and draw some cards, but with a draw of Ranger class here, I don't think we're going to see any discarding of hands just yet from Jean-Emmanuel.
Yeah, it is optional, and if you want to cash that hand in or not, and it looks like we're not going to see that be the case, so Ranger's class will generate that 2-2. Looks like we might be headed to level 2, and we are. And I got a 5-5. Okay.
Yeah, the 5-5 is not going to stick around for too long, unfortunately. No protection spells for Jean-Emmanuel's side of things. We do see that Inscription of Abundance looming there for Sam Pardee. And so he's just going to keep doing what he does best, and that is swing.
See if we're going to have any blocks here or not from JED. Sam's hand starting to shape up. It's a pretty nice one. Has Inscription. Drawing that fight spell again. Very, very important against this dragon-based deck. And again, as far as sinking mana is concerned, he has a Rangers class on the battlefield, a Primal Adversary as well in the grip. So it's a pretty good-looking hand here for Pardee.
Yeah, I very much like the look of Sam's position at this point, seeing both hands and both battlefields. And it makes blocking awkward too, knowing that there are these instant speed fight spells.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try. He's gonna see if he can get rid of this 3/3 here.
Sam is going reaching for the inscription. Virtually.
Which one? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Do we care to protect this wolf, or are we just gonna... Yeah, Wolfie gets protected, and the dragon lives another turn.
Yeah, kind of interesting, right? Because the thought process here with the dragon, the Moonveil Regents on the battlefield is, okay, you got a big flyer. I'm at 21.
Yep.
You know, just 5/5. You want to attack me and turn into a 6/6 because I'm happy to attack you back, right? Yep. So this Moonveil region, as far as casting cards and discarding and drawing new cards, that might be on the menu now.
Yeah, curious to see where we go, because Shadow Skull smashing along with the Riverglide pathway can kill the 3/3.
Mm-hmm.
Then ditch the hand, see what we draw. So, no blue needed for this matchup, particularly. Let's smash some things, shall we? Oh, we're leveling up. Okay, I like it. Oh, all right. Chariot on top. That's very nice indeed. Also, the Despair Sentinel can hit the board, saving that Shadow Skull smashing.
Smashing down.
That, yeah.
Chariot in the grip. Okay.
Nice. Now, one way that this deck is pretty resilient against aggressive decks. I'm gonna say it, and a lot of people probably can disagree with me, but Prosperous Innkeeper with Essica's Chariot going, bunch of creatures, yeah, that life gain adds up over a while.
No, those points matter. Look, in a tournament like this, players of this caliber, every little thing matters. Every little thing. So, you know, the life gain from the Prosperous Innkeeper, you know, we can, of course, touch on the treasure and all that other stuff, but no, every piece of the puzzle matters for the Prosperous Innkeeper. Looks like the region might be hanging back on defense now. All right. Changed his mind.
Old Growth Trolls draw here for Pardee. Would love to find some more interaction. Just to be able to get these creatures out the way and get this game over and done with quickly.
Chariot of his own, more fight spells. I think those are ideal draw steps there for Pardee. Old Growth Troll is just kind of a big O. Doesn't mean it's a bad draw necessarily, but maybe not exactly what the doctor was looking for.
Yeah, it's just another big creature on the board. Faceless Haven is going to get feisty now, swinging in with a team. What is the draw here off the pack leader? Counter going on to the 3/3. There's a Kazandu Mammoth.
Yeah, Mammoth's not a bad draw step. Going to be able to get across 8 points of damage. Again, this is what I've talked about a couple of times over the course of this weekend. This mono green deck, it attacks in chunks.
This is nice. This is one of the interactions I was mentioning with Moonveil Regent and Ranger class, because you can just empty your hand. You can play a creature like Essica's Chariot, or play a spell, and then you will draw the card that's off the top of the library. If there's a land in the way, you'll be able to get that out the way and keep drawing playables.
Sam primed and ready for a big attack next turn too. You look at the three creatures on the battlefield: 6/6, 4/4, 4/3. Then Faceless Haven also ready to send in. Life total pretty darn high at 15 for Pardee. Here's the Chariot. You mentioned the life gain. So let's see
life.
that.
Woo! Unfortunately, can't get down the Stormseeker at the same time.
Doesn't look like it.
Just doing some quick maths.
There's a difficult thing here insofar as I don't know if you can attack with the Regent. I think you want to, because you attack for 7, bring it to 8, and then you attack for 8 in combination with Ranger's class, right? But can you chump block? Can you chump block enough? And yet, if you're not attacking, and I understand why Jean-Emmanuel is not attacking, I'm not sure if you're winning. You know, this might be I can't attack, and if I have to sit back and block, then I'm losing the race, and this allows Sam to queue up, you know, this allows Sam to attack in the best way he thinks is reasonable in the situation, and then also further develop his battlefield while still staying at 15.
I do think this gives Jean-Emmanuel an extra turn, though, because if he had swung in with that Regent, there's trample coming potentially from the Werewolf pack leader and the Primal Adversary, so if there's any combination of pump spells, he may just be dead then.
Yeah, I think it's just rocking a hard place where you can't attack, and then also, if you're not attacking, I don't know if you're winning. That's the issue. It's not his fault. It's just the reality of the situation.
Because currently that pack leader is what, an 8/6 if it uses its ability?
Yeah, it's a big one. Okay. All by myself.
That's a scary attacker, though. What's that, 9 damage, potentially? 10, 11 if there was a consideration for an inscription.
Yeah, we don't really see the second ability all that often. Of base power toughness turned to a 5/3 trample isn't a human. Like, it's there. Doesn't get used that much, but it's there.
I mean, it must be so tempting to kill this, but at the same time, Moonveil Regent is the one that's filtering through the top of your library and
it's
keeping you in here. Yeah,
that's what I mean. A rock at a hard place. If you're not attacking with it, which is kind of like leading to your victory with the attacks in the air, that means you're probably blocking with it. But like, that thing's the way you're kind of winning, you know. So you're not. You probably have to hang back, but you're just not thrilled. It's kind of like waving the white flag without waving the white flag. Maybe the Regent trigger and the top of the deck is kind. But this is a trade that I think if you're Sam, it's like, okay, I've made the perfect trade here because now I get to play like 2 more just creatures that are on the battlefield. I can handle this Chariot. I've got Rangers class going. Things are going pretty well here for Pardee, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Shadow Skull smashing. How many things can we kill? Not enough.
The creatures are so big.
They are.
They're so big.
Do 4 damage. Ugh, I don't know if that's enough here for Jean-Emmanuel.
Yeah, the next turn, if you're looking at Pardee with what's going on with him, you know, the next turn could be the Faithless Haven activation turn. You can play a land, make Mammoth into a 5/5, activate Faithless Haven. You're swinging in with 4 4-power creatures, a 5-power creature in Kazandu Mammoth, and a Rangers class trigger. That makes things really difficult. It looks like Chariot's going to get fired up on JED's side. And we'll see what kind of attack. Well, there's going to be an attack. You're not going to do that, not attack. Copy a cat, trigger the Rangers class.
So it makes it a 5/5. That means 2 things have to jump in the way to block. This is actually a very clever attack. If Pardee falls for it, Jean-Emmanuel could kill 2 things on this battlefield, but he is happy just to take 5. It's like, no, I'm fine with this.
That's what I was going to say, too, is I don't think there's any combination of cards that Jean-Emmanuel can have to kill Pardee. So it's like, okay, this is one of those times where I'm just going to use my life total as a resource. I don't have to block. I'm not really worried about, just a random card I'll pick out of thin air. Embercleave. Doesn't exist anymore.
Please no.
Doesn't exist anymore.
No more Embercleave.
Yeah. So you don't have to concern yourself with such things.
So very much rocking a hard place here for Jean-Emmanuel. Does have 3 blockers available if the Reckless Stormseeker hits the board here. Could also go to the Den of the Bugbear if he wanted to use that as a blocker, but just doing a few quick calculations, seeing if he can survive this onslaught from these enormous creatures on the other side of the battlefield. Oh, that's nice.
Another copy of Rangers class.
Yeah, why not? Let's get another counter on our big creatures.
Yeah, I think, okay, so we can do this. This will net you a 2/2. You can activate Ranger's class. You can activate the second one. Yep. And then you can still queue up Faceless Haven. It's a really good turn.
Ugh,
use all
so
your
gross. Mana. It's so gross, but
use all your mana.
Whee! Swinging on in goes Sam Pardee. Says, here, you count. Catch.
Yeah. Attack all. How the game was meant to be played.
I agree.
That's right.
Okay, let's go to sideboarding. So get out of there, negates. Well, maybe they can stay in,
A little too.
considering some of the non-creature spells that Sam Party's playing.
Yeah, it's possible that having a copy or two is okay because the non-creature spells that Sam is playing, as you mentioned, are good. What this matchup comes down to, kind of talked about it a little bit at the top. It comes down for Jean-Emmanuel's side. It comes down to the dragons. I think Goldspan more important than Moonveil Regent. But it
Mm-hmm.
also comes down to do I have the Despair Sentinel Mag to start, right? Because that start is incredibly explosive and powerful. Don't get me wrong, it's great. And on Sam's side of things, said it before. I feel like I'm a broken record at this point. It's about the fight spells.
Mm-hmm.
One fight spell that game changed. It's turned that game on its head, right?
Yep.
That's all it took was one. And if he draws multiple copies of Blizzard's Brawl and inscriptions and stuff like that, it's going to be a bad time for Jean-Emmanuel. And he's got a Blizzard's Brawl queued up right now. He's got a good hand. Something to do
That's
on turn 2
really
at Rangers
good hand.
class. Yeah, it's a really good hand. Really good.
Oh my goodness. Could even use Tangled Florahedron as a land, but does have the third one in hand there, so yeah, that's a very, very good start for Sam Pardee. Unfortunately, no 1-2 punch of Despair Sentinel into Magda, but does have a Burning Hands to take care of a creature, and Tangled Florahedron is going to be the target here for Dragon's Fire.
It is a little interesting with the Tangled Florahedron if Sam is supposed to play that as a land or play it as a spell. I understand why he played it as a spell, right? Because as you play as a spell, if it doesn't die and you're playing Chariot on turn 3, and the game is probably over because playing a turn 3 Chariot's busted. So it's a high upside play.
Yeah, and also I think it's alright to lose a Tangled Florahedron to a burn spell over the wolf.
Yep.
Ooh, Eska's Chariot, nice. Okay, so these sentinels are going to be pretty big here for Jean-Emmanuel, considering the lack of land. As it stands, he will be able to get out Goldspan Dragon. There is no untapped land for Blizzard Brawl.
Nope, it's just going to be time to, it could be just time to drag, 1, 2,
oh, let's go
3,
dragons.
4, 5. Yeah, you could.
Let's go dragons. Copy treasures. It's totally fine. Oh,
Looks
darn
like
it.
I'm going to go to Rangers class, okay.
A girl can dream.
And then we're going to activate Rangers class, okay. And then you queue this up.
Okay, cool.
Attack trigger. Attack, you're going to get 2 triggers. One for the Chariot copying either a wolf or a cat. We'll see which one. And then Rangers class going to make that into a 5/5, so no good blocks.
Yep.
That's a pretty good turn.
Yeah.
You can do dragons a follow-up turn. Yeah,
Very
there's a lot
nice
to like on that
indeed.
turn. That's a lot to like that turn.
Yeah. I mean, I still prefer dragons, but that was the better. The better choice, I think.
We all have our preferences.
Yes. Jessica's Chariot from the other side of the battlefield now, Sam Pardee, is going to jump on up. Let's see if we're going to do any fights of any sort here. Oh, imagine if he double Blizzard Brawls the Despair Sentinels now, though.
Yeah, I don't love it. I mean, does it short the mana? Yes. But how are we dealing with all these 2/2s in the Chariot? I think that's the bigger question.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure right now. I think Sam's kind of far behind right now as far as catching up is concerned. Some timely removal spells there from Jean-Emmanuel with Burning Hands and Dragon's Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned all these fight spells, and the fight spells are great in the matchup, but not having the opportunity to pick off a Chariot right now or a Goldspan Dragon is making things difficult.
And Sam Pardee is going to kill something here. Looks like the wolf is the target. Where does this first Blizzard Brawl go? Huh? Okay. Oh, nice. I love this. I love this.
Make a big people. Okay.
Big people, yes.
Yeah.
Seen that a few times with Essica's Chariots, so there is still the inscription, so these little creatures are going to die underneath the wheels of the chariots.
Yep.
And there's also a big old 4/4 troll on the other side of the battlefield now, courtesy of the old growth troll that died.
It's a good turn for Sam.
Very good.
He gets to play land. He uses all of his mana, uses a bunch of resources, still has 2 fight spells in the holster. Not a bad draw there, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can still go to the dragon if you want to.
And
you
then
can
have
go,
mana for Burning Hands.
yeah, and then have the treasure and then Burning Hands if you want. That's a pretty clear turn. What's the chariot turn look like? The chariot turn looks like use the cat and the wolf, activate your 4/4, which is actually a 5/5. Put a counter on it, copy something, leave Burning Hands up, maybe. I think those are two avenues.
As it stands, the Burning Hands would kill the chariot. It's a 6/6 at the moment.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do a chariot turn.
Couple more triggers. Get another creature, get another counter. There goes a 6/6. Pardee is down to 7. Kill or be killed in this game.
You ain't lying. Okay, let's see. Looks like he's gonna kick things off with the Rangers class. Nope.
Nice. Oh, that was a very timely removal spell here for Jean-Emmanuel. Able to take care of the opposing Esika's chariot before it got out of hand here. Still a lot of things in the battlefield, but little does Sam Pardee know that there are 2 dragons itching to get on this battlefield.
Yeah, and this is where things kind of line up pretty nice. I think Jean-Emmanuel's played a pretty nice game here. He's maximized his chariot over the course of this game, and now he can go the dragon route. And because dragon has haste, great against Blizzard Brawl, pretty nice. Pretty nice, I gotta say.
Yeah, and also if you look at Sam Pardee's lands, he doesn't have that 3rd snow permanent.
If that does add up, which it does right now when it comes to Blizzard Brawl, so I think it might be time finally to go to the skies.
Yes, let's go dragon time. I love it. Let's get a 5/5 dragon.
I thought for a moment he may not attack.
Oh no!
For a brief moment, it looked like there was a little bit of a pause there.
Look at this. Down to 2. He's at 20.
Yeah.
He did this with 3 lands, effectively.
More or less. I mean, you can see the explosiveness of the deck. You can see the appeal. I mean, the Despair Sentinel turns have been pretty good. We still haven't seen Sentinel plus Magda yet, but maybe that's what the 3rd game is for.
We shall see shortly as Werewolf Pack Leader and one of the trolls is going to swing in here, try and draw land. Let's see what is going to be found. Esika's chariot will crew up some of the critters and get in the way of the 5/5 maybe here. Yeah.
Yeah, when you basically you can make this you can make this
illegal
block.
Blocks.
Yeah. You can make this block pretty safely because Sam, if he has kind of anything to interact, you've just got your dragon still either alive or a backup dragon in the holster.
Yeah.
So.
That was super well navigated there by Jean-Emmanuel. I'm so impressed. Every time I see him play, it's just he just blows me away. He's so good at what he does.
He's super good. Super good. It's been awesome watching him over the past, I guess I would say 2 years now. Just super good player who just it feels like he gets better every tournament.
Yeah.
Really does.
And that's rare for, players of this caliber to be like, hey, you're playing a bunch better than you did in the previous tournaments. Like, it's impressive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, one of the things I love about my job of doing coverage, I've been doing Magic coverage for, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, 9.5 years.
Wow.
Way too long. Is getting to watch people, getting to watch their career arc. Kind of go from, all right, you're pretty good. You definitely deserve to be here, qualifying for various tournaments, and then it's like, okay, a little bit better. All right, a little bit better. You see people just continuously improve, and I know that Jean-Emmanuel is very self-critical, of his own performance and what he can accomplish and everything else, but the confidence continues to rise, and the way he plays the game continues to impress. And one of the things I like about him is he's opinionated in a good way. He believes in the things that he believes in. He believes he's one of the best limited players in this tournament. And he believes that this deck that he's playing constructed is very good and doesn't quite understand why more people aren't playing it. And thus far, he's won his first 2 matches with it. We'll see if he can get a 3rd one.
I don't want to go so far as to say that this deck that he's playing is an unknown quantity, but I don't think too many people were prepared for what is essentially a Gruul deck in the tournament.
I'd say it was overlooked.
Yeah?
You know, with the narrative coming into this event was Epiphany this, Mono Green that.
Yeah. You know, the mono white players decided, hey, if everyone's going to be playing that, then we've got a pretty good matchup against them. So I don't think too many people expected to see this kind of deck at the Magic World Championship.
Well, there is a reason that people do like this mono green deck though, and it's why it was one of the decks to beat coming in. It starts like this. It starts like Sculptor of Winter into a Seeker's Chariot into I have other cards in my hand to cast. That's some of the appeal of what makes this strategy so darn good. Now, Jean-Emmanuel is kind of doing a similar thing with the mana acceleration into threats ahead of schedule. So we are going to have ourselves a little chariot off once again. Now, last time we did this, Jean-Emmanuel had the chariot first. Sam was catching up. This time, Sam has the chariot first. And now we'll see how the game plays when he gets to do the attacking with chariot before Jean-Emmanuel does.
Yeah, and also has Ranger class if he wants to go that route to start putting counters on it, making it unable to be killed in combat. Okay. Gonna throw caution to the wind here. Esika's Chariot swinging on in from Sam Pardee's side of the battlefield, copies the cat token. Now what does Jean-Emmanuel do?
Yeah, you can make an attack like this because after sideboard, Sam's got these fight spells. Some of them come at instant speed. So even though he doesn't have Inscription in his hand right now, he can make an attack like this and just say, I dare you to block. You know, do you want to wade into these waters when I have 5 mana available?
You know, I think he's gonna.
Well, it did.
I think it's too tempting. If you don't have it, I win, basically. In that exchange, at least.
Yeah, and I think Sam might just be okay with that exchange too, because you know my chariot's gone, yes, but now your battlefield's a little bit diminished.
Yep.
Right. So you turn on you can't really turn on your chariot as things currently stand. So right now, I'd say that Pardee has the better battlefield, and Depraz is playing catch up.
Yeah, for sure. Now, also, it makes attacking with Esika's Chariot on this side of things a little awkward because there's now too many creatures to punch through. But the thing that Jean-Emmanuel has over Sam Pardee's deck is aerial attacks with a Goldspan Dragon. It is online, but the swing or the crackback would hurt.
Yeah, you play a dragon here and you attack, and Sam goes, dope, I'll attack you.
Yeah.
Right? So
That hurts just a little too much, so I don't think we'll see the dragon just yet. Instead, Ranger class is going to be leveled up. Oh, we're going for it. Okay. I take it.
I'm curious if we're going to see a double block here or not.
I mean, again, too tempting, right?
I mean, yeah I think, just cash it in. Troll's going to die, put on the land, then you could start Ranger classing. Okay.
It seems like whoever has the biggest thing on the board tends to win. So if you can keep the other biggest thing off your opponent's side of the battlefield, you're in a pretty good position.
Also, with the troll land, in combination with Sculptor of Winter, Sam can do a lot this turn mana-wise.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn appealing, too.
Oh yeah, we're going to level up.
Yeah. Man, dude. Got a lot to do with your mana.
Kitty cat's getting feisty here. Counter is going to go onto the Sculptor of Winter. Let's see if we'll have any blocks from Jean-Emmanuel. Okay. Yes, indeed.
I wonder if we want to kill the Sentinel.
Yeah.
I'd rather kill that than a wolf. Yep. Untap, play Mammoth.
Very nice. Shadow Skull Smashing is a land. It hurts, though, so Jean-Emmanuel would go down to 11 to get the dragon on the field. Is he more incentivized to just level up to 3 here on the Ranger class?
Well, the problem with that is a little bit is that I'm trying to figure out how Jean-Emmanuel's going to catch up here. I think the question is got to answer. He's got to go to the dragon. I don't know if he can attack the dragon. Okay, well. Okay.
It's risky. It's going for it.
Sam draws a fight spell. This game's probably over.
Yeah, I agree. Snow-covered forest, that ain't it, but does have mana available to up Ranger class to level 3, and there's a Kazandu Mammoth on top of the library, so he'll be quite happy to play that.
The race is on.
Oh yeah.
There's some chump blocking to be done, trade with some 2/2s, stuff like that, but the race is on. This could get fun.
Oh yeah. It's not often we get to see just 2 players swinging on in with all their creatures each combat step, so I'm here for it.
Double block there. Trade, take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, go to 2. So if you double block the 3/3 and you trade 2/2 for 2/2, you take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you go down to 2. So this 2/2 might just be chump blocking the Mammoth, which doesn't really get you very far. You take 6, you fall down to 5, you have 1, 2, 2, and a dragon left. It's just that continuously over the course of this game, Jean-Emmanuel has been behind. The trades have been in Sam's favor, and Sam just kind of has the better battlefield. And he's continuously had the better battlefield, and I'm not sure. The tough thing here is I'm not sure what Jean-Emmanuel's catch-up mechanism is.
I would say it's Eska's Chariot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's step 1. I think like a single removal spell doesn't really do it, and we know that now here comes a Mammoth. So Sam continues to just add to his battlefield. So it's 2 creatures to 6. See, Burning Hands is a single removal spell. It's not like that's a bad draw or anything, but I don't know if that's enough.
It's not. At least it doesn't feel like it at this point. So curious to see where he goes. Goldspan Dragon would be able to block one of these Kazandu Mammoths.
This feels a lot like the first game, right? Where Depraz was with the Moonveil region. He's like, okay, I'm gonna attack, right? Because I gotta keep attacking to try to kill you, especially when you have Ranger's class on level 3 in this particular game. But the one turn that you stop attacking, it's kind of like waving the flag, right? Because then you're decreasing your chances of winning to like try to play more turns.
Yeah.
But Sam has a Ranger's class going, right? So so it's just we're in that rock and a hard place again right now, where I'm sure Jean-Emmanuel is like, I need to keep attacking to win, but then that's one less blocker that I have. And if I stop attacking, that gives Sam more time to do his thing with Ranger's class and everything else. So I understand why he's doing this. I really do.
I mean, on the plus side, it does give him extra mana from the treasure to Shadow Skull smashing the bigger creatures on the board.
It's true.
Still not great. I don't think he survives here, but let's see. Does have the Lair of the Hydra, so would be able to jump up in front of something. But
2, 4, 5, 6. Are we just killing 2/2s, maybe?
Yeah, I think you need to kill some of these creatures. Get this board a little bit more manageable.
So this is 6 mana. So you can kill a 6 mana. 7. Okay.
Gonna go for the Mammoths. Okay.
Yep, okay, so you do this, kill those 2. You can fire up Lair of the Hydra, block a Mammoth, 2/2, blocks a 2/2. You take 5, you go to 1. Okay, I see what we're doing. This keeps you alive for a turn. You peel a Goldspan, you win. Am I right? Well, no, block. Yeah. Okay, so yes, oh no, you don't need to peel Goldspan. No, you just do. Oh no. Nope. Hang on. hang on.
Yeah, it doesn't even need the Lair of the Hydra. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah. And but Sam dead. Wow.
What a play by Jean-Emmanuel Depraz.
Wow.
Using his life total as a resource, going down to 1 against mono freaking green, Cedric.